Here are the top stories for today, June 11, 2019. The PNP prepares a case build-up against KAPA and other investment scams. The Defense Department urges foreign warships to show restraint while in Philippine waters to avoid conflict. President Duterte orders the transfer of domestic flights to Sangley Airbase to ease congestion in NAIA. And Asia-Pacific countries share best practices in developing an environment-friendly economy.
Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. The Philippine National Police has ordered the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group to conduct case build-up against various groups involved in investment scams. Rom Dulfo has the story.
PNP Chief General Oscar Albayalde said the case build-up against at least 12 groups, including the KAPA Community Ministry International Incorporated or KAPA, will begin this week. Albayalde said it is not just about KAPA as there are many groups, especially in Mindanao, which are involved in scams. Albayalde said it aims to file criminal charges against the people behind the investment scams. On Monday, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, said it intends to file criminal charges against KAPA and its officials for operating an alleged fraudulent scheme, which is considered as the biggest investment scam ever seen in the country. KAPA was found to have recruited and encouraged members to donate any amount in exchange for a 30% monthly return for life without having to do anything other than invest and wait for the payout. President Duterte has ordered the closure of investment firms, including KAPA, that offer impossibly high returns. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rob Dulfo.
The Court of Appeals has issued a freeze order on money and properties linked to the controversial KAPA Community Ministry International. The Securities and Exchange Commission announced on Monday that the court on June 4 granted a request to freeze KAPA's assets. The SEC revoked KAPA's registration back in April. This followed warnings issued since October 2018 against its fraudulent investment scheme. The regulator will pursue criminal charges against KAPA's officers and recruiters. President Rodrigo Duterte ordered the shutdown of KAPA and similar scams on Saturday. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said there had been numerous complaints with the president about people losing their money to KAPA, which may have prompted the president to order the closure. Duterte said he is bound to force the stand of the government because these schemes are into syndicated estafa. The alumni of the Philippine Military Academy has declared radio personality Erwin Tulfo as persona non grata. In a resolution signed on June 7, the PMA Alumni Association banned Tulfo from participating in any activity or event of the association and its affiliates. Tulfo will also be denied any privileges given to members of the media. The order was issued following Tulfo's outburst against DSWD Secretary Rolando Bautista, who is a former Philippine military commanding general and a member of PMA class of 1985. The association said Tulfo violated the broadcast code of the Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas, the Journalist Code of Ethics of the National Press Club, and the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. The Department of National Defense on Monday appealed to the nations whose warships passed through the West Philippine Sea and waters near the country to exercise restraint as any imprudent behavior could lead to an international incident or conflict. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana made the appeal following the two incidents between the United States, China, and Russian warships in the South China Sea and Philippine Sea last October and earlier in June. In the two incidents, warships of these nations got too close and nearly collided with each other. Lorenzana said miscalculations between the captains of these warships might spark conflict in the region. PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde has ordered an investigation on the case of mistaken identity in the arrest of a columnist from Davao City. More on this and other news around the metro from Miguel Hill.
PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde on Monday ordered an inquiry after Davao Today columnist Margarita Valle was mistakenly arrested on Sunday. Albayalde admitted that the arrest of the 61-year-old journalist was a case of mistaken identity. He said the PNP will look into possible lapses of the police personnel involved in the operation. Valle was arrested on June 9 while waiting for a flight home to Davao City at the Laguindingan Airport in Cagayan de Oro. Police were supposed to arrest a certain Elsa Renton, who has a standing arrest warrant over multiple criminal charges. Meanwhile, immigration agents have arrested an American fugitive wanted in California for violating his parole when he fled to the Philippines. Ricky Masanque Sanchez was arrested at his residence along Romulo Road, Barangay San Vicente, Tarlac City on June 4. An investigation revealed that the American has been hiding in the country since August 18, 2017. Sanchez will be flown back to the U.S. as soon as the BI Board of Commissioners issues the order for his deportation. In other news, state-run People's Television Network on Monday condemned the murder of journalist Adam Moraleta. In a statement, the network extends its condolences to the family of Moraleta, who is a member of the National Press Club. The 56-year-old media worker was shot dead by two motorcycle-riding gunmen near his residence in Barangay Holy Spirit, Quezon City on June 6. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
Still to come, President Duterte orders a transfer of domestic flights to Sangley Airbase to ease congestion in NAIA. More troops are assigned to Negros Island to hold peacekeeping and anti-insurgency combat operations. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
In informing the citizenry on the accomplishments of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's administration, PCOO engages with both the foreign and local media in order to reach Filipinos here and abroad with credible, accurate, and timely information. The International PCOO Press Freedom Caravan aims to provide an avenue to promote various programs and projects of the Philippine government to a global audience, including the primary achievements of the Duterte administration.
Freedom and responsibility are words in my equation precisely because we are Asians and we believe in freedom and responsibility. Although we may have inherited the concept of freedom from the press, or for the press from the West, it is imperative that our culture should restrain us from the abuse of this freedom. There may be 1,000 or so arguments against this fundamental premise, but there can only be one threshold of truth on which press freedom is exercised. This is the personal honor that every journalist must follow from the heart.
Alam niyo po natin yung adage na information is power. So, pag hindi po natin ginagamit yung information at kung sino-sino lang po ang ine-elect natin, hindi pali wala na lang po. No? In order for us to be truly called a democratic government, a democratic society, needs to have people who are making decisions based on knowledge and not ignorance.
Ang ating pong pangunahing mandato ay protektahan ang buhay, kalayaan at seguridad ng mga journalist sa ating bansa at kanilang pamilya.
The Philippine representatives and thank the Filipino community for supporting the programs of the Philippine government under the leadership of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Papasalamat lang po ng maraming sa gobyerno natin sa Pilipinas, lalo na ngayon sa administrasyon ng Duterte.
Napakaganda po itong programa nyo sa Restraint ng Caravan. At least nalalaman ng mga iba-ibang kababayan natin sa outside ng country na may mga ganito palang programa ang Pilipinas at ilalabas yung tunay na nangyayari sa ating bansa. So sana po marami pa kayong datnan, marating na mga bansa at sana po God bless sa ating Presidente. Pagpatuloy lang po natin ang tunay na pagbabago.
To ease airport congestion, President Rodrigo Duterte on Tuesday has ordered the transfer of domestic flights from the Ninoy Aquino International Airport to Sangley Airbase in Cavite. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the suggestion to transfer domestic flights to Sangley Airbase was presented by Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade during Monday night's cabinet meeting. He said the move aims to ease congestion at the NAIA. An initial testing of ferries have been conducted which are expected to operate from Mall of Asia in Pasay City to Sangley within 18 to 24 minutes. Panelo said Duterte wanted airport security to be handled by a single entity, either from the military or civilian force to ensure the passenger safety. This after the president made a surprise inspection at the NAIA Terminal 2 early Monday morning, where he was dismayed over flight cancellations and delays. Despite airport woes, Duterte has yet to announce any intention of sacking any airport official. President Duterte is appeared to be satisfied with actions to address flight delays and other passenger concerns, according to Philippine Airlines or PAL. The president was at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport for a surprise inspection on Monday amid the temporary halt of operations which led to flight delays and cancellations. PAL said they explained to the president that the delays were solely because of the red lightning alert issued by airport authorities on Sunday night. It added that passengers of canceled flights were rebooked on next available flights and several transit, while elderly and PWD passengers were provided hotel accommodations. Passengers of arriving flights that were diverted to Clark International Airport were also provided land transfers to Manila. Meantime, the Manila International Airport Authority said that aviation and airport officials met to formulate a roadmap to achieve the president's order to provide comfort for the riding public. Filipino motorists were in for a big treat this morning as oil companies implemented a big-time price rollback. Both major and independent firms implemented the same reductions of 2 pesos and 70 centavos per liter for diesel, 2 pesos and 45 centavos for unleaded gasoline, and 2 pesos and 60 centavos per liter of kerosene. Last Tuesday, June 4, local pump prices also went down by over 1 peso per liter. The rollbacks are brought about by world crude prices moving in a more consumer-friendly direction last week. Oil market observers, however, said that the price of petroleum are naturally fickle and are often influenced by both economic and political developments. According to Bloomberg data, the peso opened at 52.05 to the dollar from Monday's close of 52 pesos and 10 centavos. The trade gap is said to fall below its forecast in April. Data from the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, show that exports rose to 0.4% in April to $5.51 billion from the same month in 2018. Imports contracted by 1.9% during the same comparable period. PSA said the spike in exports was driven by larger shipments of the country's top 7 export products, including fresh bananas, gold, machinery and transport equipment, and coconut oil. Meanwhile, let us take a look at the current foreign exchange rate. Baguio City unveils a Philippine-Chinese Friendship Park, and an elementary school in Zamboanga City is a recipient of a two-story school building project. More on this from Benj Bondo.
In Baguio City, a beautified Filipino-Chinese Friendship Park was unveiled inside the Botanical Garden. People's Republic of China Consul Zhao Yubian and Mayor Mauricio Domogan led the unveiling of the marker. Po, the lovable panda from the movie Kung Fu Panda, welcomed visitors with its life-size sculpture in Kung Fu stance in the middle of the 1,600 square meter park in the Botanical Garden. The Friendship Park is set to draw an even closer relationship between the Philippines and China. In Bacolod City, troops of the Philippine Army will saturate Negros Island for combat operations and peace development initiatives. Major General Dino Dolina of the 3rd Infantry Division said the island now has 5 battalions after the return of the 11th Infantry Battalion last week. Dolina stressed that a bigger number of troops conducting not only combat operations, but also peace and development activities will surely create better results in the Army's anti-insurgency efforts in Negros. He also renewed his call to the remaining communist rebels in Negros to lay down their arms, abandon the senseless armed struggle, and avail of the benefits from the government's Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program or ECLIP. In Zamboanga City, an elementary school in an upland barangay has received a 4 million peso two-story school building project. The Kadalangan Elementary School, located in Barangay La Paz, some 18 kilometers from the city center, is the beneficiary of the project. The school building will provide a conducive place of learning and will help the school cope with a growing number of students, as its existing 29 classrooms cannot keep up with its increasing population now at 600 students. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondo.
Up next, Asia-Pacific countries share best practices in developing an environment-friendly economy. A cyberspace security firm urges parents to protect their children from security threats on the internet. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
The Environment, Tourism and Interior Departments recommended to close Boracay for 6 months
to address issues such as illegal structures and faulty drainage systems that is affecting Boracay's prized beach.
The last time na nandito is 2017. It's actually crowded. Sobrang dami ng tao. Everywhere, makikita mo talaga bars and drinks and masamahalat talaga.
We had more cases of skin disease. We had more cases of diarrhea.
So nagkasama-sama lahat ng mga agencies, tiningnan ano ba ang plano natin sa Boracay, compliance on Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, at saka yung ating environmental compliance.
When they started demolishing, we saw that there was action, that they put their money where their mouth is.
Lahat ng nagamit na tubig ng customer, we collect it through our sewer lines, and then it goes through a treatment process sa treatment plant.
It was nice that it happened. Finally, Boracay got the attention it is in deep need of.
I think a lot of work was done during the closure. The water is clear, the oceans are clean, there seems to be a lot of wildlife returning. We had for the first time in 10 years, we had turtles hatching on the beach a couple of days ago.
During the closure, you could see like the eagles came back and everything that we have had for a long time.
Pumasyal pa nga yung mga kwan dito budanding, galing ho ng Cebu.
In the end, it's a good thing, yes. It was hard for us, but it was also a wake-up call.
The beach was cleaned up and is officially set to reopen on October 26th.
Wala nang nakumakain sa beach, bawal nang manigarilyo.
Gumanda yung isla namin as in bumalik sa dati na ambience.
We teach kids about pollution, solid waste management, because they're the ones who will sustain all the things that we're doing now.
And in our foreign news, Asia-Pacific countries gathered in Bangkok, Thailand on Monday for the 2019 Asia-Pacific Regional Ministerial Conference on Green Economy. The three-day high-level forum aims to raise awareness in the Asia-Pacific by showcasing the impact of successful green economy solutions in the region. It also seeks to deepen the impact of the transition of countries to a green economy through scaling up and replication of best practices. The forum would create a knowledge-sharing setting to support participants in improving their understanding of the trends towards advancing the green economy agenda in the Asia-Pacific region. The event gathers government representatives from around 20 countries in the region, as well as representatives of the UN agencies, relevant international financial institutions, as well as private sector and civil society representatives. In the Philippines, steps have been taken to transition to a green economy with the passage of vital laws including the Renewable Energy Act of 2008 and Republic Act 10771 or the Green Jobs Act in April 2016. And in sports, US-based players Kai Soto and AJ Edu will head the 14-man pool of Gilas Pilipinas Youth to the FIBA U19 World Cup in Heraklion, Greece. The roster submitted by the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas to the Greek Embassy for the trip to Heraklion was revealed on Sunday. Joining the pool are Far Eastern University Ferns Cyrus Torres, Nazareth School of National University's Jerry Abadiano, Carl Tamayo, Miguel Oxon, and Terence Fortea. Also listed are University of Santo Tomas's Bismarck Lina, Ateneo's Gio Chu, San Beda Taytay's Ryan Amsali, Letran's Joshua Ramirez, National University's Dave Idelfonso, University of the Philippines' James Spencer, and Italian-based standout Dalf Panopio. The FIBA U19 World Cup will run from June 27 to July 8. Senator Manny Pacquiao is initiating a crackdown on alleged game fixing in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. The league founder and CEO is looking into unconfirmed reports of allegations on game fixing or hocus pocus. Senator Pacquiao said he will give a reward to people who can show proof on game fixing or odd games that can affect the outcome of matches. The league is also partnering with experts to smoke out players and other insiders and outsiders involved in game fixing. Pacquiao has vowed to lead the fight against hocus pocus as the league enters its third season. The internet is a place to access information and entertainment, but for children, it can also threaten their security. That's why parents are advised to always watch their children as they use the internet. More on this from Joyce Kudis.
Internet cybersecurity firm Kaspersky Lab warned parents in the Philippines that their children are increasingly at risk from cybersecurity threats online. A study revealed that web-based infections in the country increased to 31.89 million in 2018 from 9.49 million in 2017. 82.46% of web threats last year have attempted to attack home users in the Philippines. Websites that are most popular among Filipino children are audio and video software, followed by social networks, messengers, chats, and online forums. Yo Siang Tiong, General Manager for Kaspersky Southeast Asia, says parents should step in to ensure the online safety of children to harness the positive benefits of the internet. The company advised parents to monitor the online activities of children from an early age and avail of resources such as parental control software as well as tips and techniques to better manage kids who use digital devices. Around 33.4% of the country's population comprise the 0 to 14 age bracket, while 19.16% are 15 to 25 years old, based on statistics from data portal Index Mundi. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Kudis.
The intertropical convergence zone affecting southern Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao caused cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over Mimaropa, Visayas, and Mindanao. The rest of Luzon experienced partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers due to localized thunderstorms. Pagasa says flash floods or landslides are possible during severe thunderstorms. Meanwhile, let's check out our weather forecast in Metro Manila. Here's another look at today's biggest stories.
The PNP prepares a case build-up against KAPA and other investment scams. The Defense Department urges foreign warships to show restraint while in Philippine waters to avoid conflict. President Duterte orders the transfer of domestic flights to Sangley Airbase to ease congestion in NAIA. And Asia-Pacific countries share best practices in developing an environment-friendly economy.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.